Had a nice emotional release. My eyes are still a little bit puffy from crying. And it's social media and comments on social media that have triggered me. And I just wonder why it is that fire is so quick to attack on social media. Because it's the idea that it's behind a screen, behind a phone, and people just write whatever the first thing is in their thoughts and opinions and post it. And without a second thought of, actually, there's a real human being that's going to read that and be impacted by it and potentially hurt by that. And it's like they've done the studies and asking the questions, would you say that directly to that person in real life? And everyone's like, no, I'd be really shocked. So why on earth would we feel it's okay to write attacking like messages like that on social media or in the comments? It's just nuts. You think, if you wouldn't say that in real life, don't put it. Just because there's a screen in the way doesn't mean that that person is not going to be impacted, affected, and hurt by that, by your actions. And because you can't see the person and you don't know them, you're like, oh, I can just say what I want. Yeah. And it's like, in real life, what would you do? There would be more questions. You would ask for clarity. You'd say, oh, I've kind of been triggered a little bit by that. Could you explain a little bit more clearly? Can I ask this, ask that? You would question it so that you have more data and more information rather than, boom, suddenly attack. It's really funny. And the fire in us is more of that frequency. It wants to act. So I totally get something like social media. You're going to have more attacky fire on there because that's a frequency is the catalyst for action. Whereas when we're really touched by something and our hearts are opened and we're feeling that joy and that love and we're like, oh yeah, it's not really an action frequency. We just sit with that. We are with that. We don't necessarily get the impulse then to share that. So my longing is that if you are receiving this transmission, if you are seeing this video, please, if you are touched by any of my shares, please put that in the comments. Comment the nice things, comment what's landed, comment the heart, the bits that have touched your heart, that resonate with you, the bits that you feel alive with. Because we might not necessarily have the impulse to do that, but it's so necessary to counter the other stuff that's so impulsive. Because otherwise, for me, social media is just totally unmanageable. Unless it's met in a conscious way where consciously I'm like, okay, my heart has felt that. I'm going to comment about that to consciously counteract that fire that is there that's just going to come in. Because otherwise we're just overloaded by the fire in social media and there's no heart in it. There's less consciousness and heart holding and building people up and saying yes and sharing what has touched us, what has moved us, what we have felt. We're just sharing the I shouldn't say we, my experience is that I just received the fire and what people don't like, and abuse and mean things, strange comments. And I would like to feel the love. Thank you. Ruby Chai.